All right, so our group.
So,
Oh, did you just want to go right in? Because I
oh,
can.
yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say, so they heard the dough bell, and Rhea did her little speech about how, I mean, we expected there to be dangers. No one else has come back. So, I mean, we just need to be prepared to take on whatever what needs to be taken on.
Yeah.
Right?
All of you are standing. There's a wall of fog behind you as far as the eye can see, and in front of you is an open sky, a bright sunny day. You can see, trees ahead of you. They're not exactly dense, and you can kind of see off in the distance that they sort of part a little bit. And yeah, what would you like to do?
I would
Well,
like to
I'm
make
with
a
Rhea.
note that we're not used to that sky.
No, because this is not an azure sky.
Mm.
Hmm. What color is the sky?
It's sort of edging into like a kind of sunsetty orange with some peaches thrown in because the sun is starting to set. Hasn't set just yet, but it's starting to. You've never seen the sky change color, so
Whoa.
The sky's on fire.
you
Do you just
also
think everything in that color is on fire, Ahsoka?
don't see the
Well,
moon yet.
just pointing it out.
Do we see any kind of like paths, or is it just kind of open field?
Just you roll a perception check. Perception is the one that
Okay.
gets rolled a lot.
We love
Rhea doesn't see
perception.
much. She's actually pretty. She don't see much. I got a 5 like total.
You are very distracted by the sky.
Vitani would like to see if there's any sort of trail that's been used or anything.
Okay,
So,
go ahead, roll perception.
son of a bitch! 7.
You are also very distracted by the sky.
It's pretty. It's my favorite color. Okay, I can't look away.
Well, I'm going to follow the sound of the bell because that sounds like civilization.
That would
Um,
be
Into the forest.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think that would also, again, I think be perception.
Or would it be
Fortunately,
What
investigation?
direction?
I think
no, it
investigation
would.
is more looking.
Oh,
around.
investigation. Yeah, investigation's more like you're looking for something specific, or
Okay.
you're
Trying to figure out
looking
how
at
something works, or
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. That's only a 22.
Oh God, we are
Oh, only a 22.
Only a
Only
22.
only.
Only.
Everybody is staring at the sky, and it's pretty, yeah, but whatever. You sort of stop and you close your eyes and you listen, and you hear that little faint bell moving through the forest toward the north.
Right. I just say to those, come on, this guy's not going anywhere, and if it does, we'll make a note of it later.
Right. Let's go.
Rhea will continue to take up the rear and kind of keep glancing back just to make sure nothing is following them.
Glenn pulls out her daggers again, feeling more comfortable with those within forest range than a bow, and follows in behind Augie.
I would like everyone to make a survival check as you step into the woods.
Oh boy!
Oh, that's terrible.
Ugh.
Oh, it rolled from a 17 to a
10.
10.
Okay.
11.
20.
Oh God, Augie.
I have an 8.
Ooh. Okay. Is that everybody?
Think so?
Uh,
I have a total of 10.
Pierce, what did you roll?
Oh, hi. Sorry. I rolled a
I'm
10.
here.
You rolled a what?
10.
Okay. If you got below an 11,
Uh-oh.
What if you were at an 11?
you're good. If you got below an 11, wow, the undergrowth here is kind of, damn, it's so fucking hard to, oh, God. You know what? Everybody that rolled under an 11, please roll a d6 for me and then let me know what you got.
A straight D6?
Yes, a straight d6, don't add anything.
Okay.
A
4.
6!
You got a
A
4?
5.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll a 3.
4 was the unlucky number.
Oh, fuck.
Rhea?
She was too busy looking back.
Everybody else is sort of trudging through, you know, having to lift their legs up, get through the underbrush. Wow, there's no trail through this. Damn. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Your foot sinks into something,
Oh.
and you hear a very familiar snapping of bones.
Oh, my
And-
bones?
No.
Oh.
When you look down, you have just stepped into the rib cage of a corpse.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what? Fuck.
On that corpse is a cloak, some ratted, moldy clothing, and a pin that has an MM on it.
Oh no.
Rhea feels like that, like, dizzying, like, panic feeling you get in your head. Especially thinking about the people who've gone, specific people who have gone before, and, like, am I sunken down into, like, a hole or anything, or can I, like, jump backwards?
Oh no, you're on the ground. You just stepped through the rib cage of a corpse.
Oh. Okay, found a body. Well, less of a body. Once a body. And just kind of take a jump backwards a little bit.
All right. I'm actually going to tighten my gloves a little bit, and I'm going to look at the body, and I'm actually going to do kind of forensic look at it with investigation.
And
Okay.
Rhea, like,
Determine.
bend down and take the Mother Maiden pin.
Yeah. Roll
Don't-
your
Oh,
investigation.
after, I'm gonna let Augie do his thing first,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah.
and then-
Actually, this would be medicine.
Medicine? I'm still proficient in that. That's fine.
Yeah, this would be medicine.
Okay. You're not proficient in.
I've got a 12.
12. They're certainly dead. The skin, the skin is dried out. Sort of like this person. You've seen a lot of things. Like you've seen a lot of bodies. This is
Yeah.
a long, dead, jerkied body. This has been in the sun. This is somebody that died of dehydration and starvation.
This soon in.
Yeah, I just say, all right. This one died from a lack of provisions. They did not eat. They did not drink. They did not come prepared.
They refuse to move from this area. This is so close to the entrance.
Well, I can't tell you if they were going towards or if they're going back. They've been dead for quite a long time.
I guess that's a fair assumption as well.
My assumption is that they didn't come prepared, though.
Well, we were given the endless water stone.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. I am actually going to see if they still have their endless water stone or if...
That would be an investigation check.
Yeah. 14.
You're sorting through the pockets. You see some just kind of plates that were used as currency in Mother. You don't really know what they are, but Rhea or, Ahsoka could tell you. You don't see a water stone.
They didn't have a water stone on them.
Either they weren't given one back then, or they lost theirs along the way.
Possibly either way.
As Ray is saying that, she'll go ahead and bend down and take the pin. She wonders if maybe she knew this person at one point.
When you pull the pin off, the back is so rusted that this is practically ancient. You're surprised it's still like together.
The plates I will take. How many do I find?
You find 4.
4?
Yes.
All right. I just basically I put them behind me. Anyone want these? Take one.
Oh, no, thank you.
Miss shakes her head, not knowing what she would use it for.
Wait, what are they?
They are
Plates?
currency that you would use in Mother Mother.
Oh, I mean,
Mm.
They're
it's
not
Mother
not
like
gonna
Mother?
do us
they're
any
not
good
like
down here.
they're not like dinner plates. They're like the size of like somebody's thumb. They're like little.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like
I mean, Rhea will hand her. I guess she'll take it if no one else does, but it's not like it's gonna do her any good down here, she assumes.
Well, anything metal that people don't take, I'm going to keep for myself for raw materials. So if you want it, take it. If you don't, I'll keep it.
Feel free.
Go
And there's,
ahead.
I mean, this
All right.
person is also like completely jerkied. Like there's probably
Yeah, there. Any food value is gone. Not even I would guess that not even the flies are on this now.
all of you hear a tree branch snapping to your left. And when you look up, you see a tiny child, maybe 8 or 9, with massive curly white hair that just stares at you with big white eyes and then just bolts it into the woods.
In the trees? Like the kids in the trees?
They were like between the trees trying to sneak
Oh.
through.
Like up.
Zulamar was staring silently at the corpse, pensive, and is probably one of the last to look up and see just the vanishing curls, and then looks at the rest of the group and says, "Should we go after them?"
Mist kind of looks to see what everyone else's is, as she realized last time she shouldn't maybe run off immediately, but is poised to take off at a sprint.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm back.
Cool. Mist got the zoom.
Miss got the zoomies. Where did Miss go?
No, she's just poised to run if everyone else
Yeah.
is like ready to.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Is the child towards where we heard the bell?
The child is running toward where you heard the
There's a
bell.
child.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. For the recording's sake, my internet keeps going in and out, and I keep coming into these conversations.
There's a child.
There's a child with white,
Okay.
big, fluffy white hair and white eyes, and they snapped a branch as they were trying to sneak through the woods. And you all looked up when you heard the snapping, saw the child, and then it bolted through the woods.
Okay. Child. White
Child's
hair.
heading towards where we're going. Then we'll bump into it later, anyways.
Did you just call the kid an it?
I believe he did.
Unbelievable.
I just look at it, like shrug
All
my
right, Boomer,
shoulders, like
let's go.
what? No
So
problem.
you follow after?
Zulamar tugs on the rope between himself and Vitani and then starts headed towards the child.
Alright, so you're just going through?
Going after the kid, walking.
Alright, let me see something. Okay. walking through. The forest is thinning. Everything's going, pretty chill. You're having a lot easier of a time, getting through the undergrowth now because it's thinned out. It's just a couple of weeds here and there. You might get some stickers stuck to your boots, no problem. And who's in front?
I think Rhea will keep staying towards the back. I think Mist was awfully.
She could definitely be in front unless anyone else has any strong feelings.
No strong
Nope.
preference.
Okay.
Okay.
Vitani and Zuli are probably right behind whoever's in front.
Yeah.
If they're not in front.
Zulima is keen on wanting to help children, so
I assume Ahsoka is like sticking in the back with Rhea.
I'm gladly in the middle.
Yeah, Ahsoka's kind of near the back.
Alright.
All right.
So then, Mist, Zuli, Vitani, or Zuli, Vitani, Mist, Augie, and then Ahsoka and Rhea. Is that it?
I think so.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Those of you who are in the front, as you
Mhm.
break through the trees, you see, sort of like a clearing, but not really.
Okay.
There's still trees around, but it's not like a thick kind of thing. You see a road, and it is not paved, but it's well walked.
Mhm.
And you see a very big, very large, like antlered stag that is pure white, with white eyes and white hooves, and it is staring at you.
Whoa.
And it is across the road.
What does it look like again?
It's about the size of a moose,
Okay.
Jeez.
and it is pure white. Like white eyes, white antlers, white hooves, white fur.
It has 4 legs.
Yes.
Oh, okay. 2 pairs of eyes? Or 1 set of eyes?
One set of eyes.
Okay.
Waiting for that El Jacor shit.
Or
Can
just a fantasy creature.
Mist do some sort of like, I don't know if it would be investigation or something, because it does, like, it's white, the kid had white hair, like maybe it's some sort of like, or maybe she wouldn't know that.
Maybe you can do an Arcana check.
That's not gonna help me, is it?
Yeah, you might roll well.
Oh damn. Natural 20
Nice.
plus 2. So 22.
There it is. I was like, I don't know where my little notepad went. That's the second natural 20 you've had tonight.
I know, lucky dice.
Wow.
Has anyone had a natural 1 yet?
No.
No, I was
No.
close once.
I was close to. I had a 2 at one point.
Yeah.
So, Mist, you're not really somebody that reads. Books. You more, if you hear a story, you hear it from someone else. Or,
Mhm.
Augie tells you about it. You're not really a reader, but you kind of remember this story. You don't know where you heard it. You don't think it was from Augie. You just feel like you know it. And it's about something that protects people? Something that wanders? Something that changes. And that's about it. You don't know why you can't remember it, though. It's kind of irritating.
Hmm. I kind of like hold out my hand to indicate to those behind me upcoming not to attack as I watch it closely. Not wanting to scare it.
Zulamar isn't far behind with Vitani and just whispers to her, "This isn't something to hunt."
No, definitely not. Um, is it like a creature or is it more like a spirit kind of thing?
You don't know.
What would you roll if you wanted to find out? Or
Uh,
could I?
you could. I'm gonna go with Arcana.
Okay. I got a 17.
Yeah, that's not a. You've hunted so many buck in your time. That is not a buck. That is something else. It might look like a buck, but that is not a buck.
That is definitely not a buck.
It is not.
That's my dad's name, and it's just really funny to hear.
Buck?
Your
Yep.
dad's name is Buck.
It is.
Nice. Nice.
As you guys are
Um.
standing there, this creature just kind of slowly sways its head. And as it does, you hear that little bell tinkle, and it turns around and it walks behind a tree, and you do not see it come out the other side.
Great.
Not even the weirdest thing I've seen today.
Vitani's gonna
No,
take a
second
knee
one.
really quick.
Mist sort of chuckles, but kind of like runs over to where it disappeared and looks to see if she can find any sort of anything.
You run over. You don't see the stag, buck, whatever you wanted to see. You do, however, from the spot that you are at, see off in the distance something white.
Hmm.
It's a little far away, but it's not moving.
Hmm.
I can post what you see, though.
Ooh.
What?
I saw that. It's loading. It's in atmosphere.
But you can't see that far yet?
Uh,
Like, she can't read that far yet? Or
she sees it. If she gets closer, she'll be able to read it.
Like, how far away is it?
That was about 70, 80 feet.
Okay. So I kind of wait for everyone to gather themselves, and before pointing and saying, "There's something else white over there, but I don't know else where the buck otherwise went."
Ray is gonna look over at Vitani. You okay?
Um. I totally blanked
thought
on all
mine
my
went
words.
down.
No. It's good. It's good.
I was like, oh god, it's quiet. My internet went down.
I have a habit of opening my mouth to talk before I've actually thought through what to say.
Oh, you're good.
So then I pause.
Mhm.
Vitani's down on one knee with her sword flat on the ground, just staring at where the stag disappeared behind the tree. Because she grew up with stories of beings like that told and passed down in her family, and to have actually seen one, it's what's the word?
Breathtaking.
Yes. So she's just taking a moment, and when Rhea addresses her. She nods and stands back up and just says, I never thought I'd see something like that in my lifetime.
Did you know what that was?
Hold on. Private DM Sona?
I have it right here. Sent it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do. My family's told stories about them. There's no name for them, really, but they're guardians. They're protectors. They help the lost find their way.
Good to know that not everything down here wants to kill us.
Yeah.
It didn't help that other guy very much.
Oh, unfortunately.
Well, we're lost. Let's find our way.
Should we follow the direction of that white sign?
I say it's the only thing we have going for us.
You saw a sign. Let me take a look.
He kind of points off in the direction for him.
Wait.
Well, it's leading us to someone or some form of civilization. I can make what it says. Let's go.
Fair enough.
So you guys start on your way toward the sign, and the closer you get, um, I'm so sorry, there are people shouting in the background.
You're fine.
It's very distracting. The closer you get, you suddenly start to hear a voice in the distance. And it's kind of a jovial voice, and it's deep, and it's baritone, and I can't do that, so we're gonna have to use our imaginations on this one. No, I'm not giving you peanut butter. Just get out of my hair.
Is that what the voice is saying?
Yes.
Sorry.
That is what the voice is saying.
Okay.
Do we all hear that or just
Yeah,
Mist?
the closer you get,
Okay.
you all hear it.
Peanut butter?
Doesn't sound threatening.
Peanut butter.
Sounds like a survivor at the very least.
I say we keep going.
Alright, so you keep going toward the sound of the voice,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of turns here and there, because, trees are kind of thicker suddenly, and you turn the corner, and there is a traveling cart. It's hitched up, side of the road. There is a big signpost. You cannot read what is on the signpost, but there is another sign that says white butter over the top of this little traveling cart. And from the back, you see a man sitting on a tree stump facing the cart.
Does
Rhea's
anybody
Rhea's not the most charismatic person. She's definitely not going to be the first person to say something.
white butter?
Not the person who's going to be the farty face either. So what I'll do is I'll start going through my pockets, and I'm going to start. I'm going to lower down my monocle, and I'm going to start clipping little objects to it. And this is going to take a while. So what I'm doing is I'm ritual casting detect magic, but that'll take 10 minutes. So you guys go ahead and do stuff while I start doing that.
Out
Okay.
of character, is he facing us or he's facing away from us?
He's facing away from you.
Okay. So Miss just kind of like checks him out for a minute And then I'm not sure if I can roll anything to snoop.
Stealth.
Yeah, it would be stealth if you wanted to. How do you want to stealth?
She maybe just wants to, like, how far away is he?
He's about 60 feet away from you guys.
Okay,
Yeah, he's not that far away from you.
maybe just, like, is sneak, because there's some trees in the distance, like maybe there's like a tree she can hide behind about halfway between or something like that, like sneak up to there and kind of listen and see if she can get a sense of who
Okay.
he's talking to and
Yeah,
if
sure.
he's dangerous.
Roll stealth.
Okay. No. 14.
Okay. You creep through you sort of put your hand to your lips and you crouch down and you creep through the trees and you're like I'm really quiet. I'm a cat. I'm good. And then you kind of brush up against some things and you're like, it'll just be the wind, no problem. And then you look up and this man has turned to look at you and he has an eyebrow raised and he stands up and you see a very tall elf, big on the question mark, with heavy bags under his eyes, and he has green hair and thick braided ropes that go down to his elbows. His ears are very long and they're very pointed and they go past his head, and there are fishing hooks in the tip of each of his ear like little earrings, and hanging from those fishing hooks are little white antler jewelry. His skin is like black, like dark, like night black, and he's wearing leather clothes and a little lapel pin that has a little feather on it. And he crosses his arms and he looks at you with these very like dark green eyes, and he just goes, "Can I help you?"
At this point, Zulumar is going to step forward uh, and raise his voice and be like, Uh, hello there. Sorry, didn't mean to sneak up on you. Or rather, we were just making certain you're not a suspicious person. I Are you white butter?
I'm Butter.
Ah, so half of the sign is correct so far.
No, the whole
Um,
sign is correct.
I see. We are obviously
I know who
not
you are.
from.
All right.
He's going to indicate the pins.
Oh, right.
Right. Are you
Wait,
from
you
one of these places previously?
No.
So you're from here,
Why do you
from
ask weird
down below.
questions?
Um,
We've never been here before. We
No
don't know.
shit.
Really?
I never would have known that. She shakes his head and he walks around to his stall and he pulls out a pin and flips up the lid. What do you want?
What do you have to offer?
He waves at the cart. Look.
Botani's getting real sick of how short this guy is, but she walks up to see what's all on the cart.
Alright, let me pull up the boys' shopping list. Okay. We have this. We have this. It's gonna take a second. I'm on the
Mhm.
shitty computer and the shitty computer likes to load for ages and ages.
Oh, you're all good.
Alright. So out in array, there is a potion that has a little squirrel on it. There is a potion that has a question mark on it. There is what looks like a leather chest plate. There is a little bottle of something bubbling. There, let's see, where is it? I had it all the way up here. There are a couple of rings. I know that for sure. I have it over here somewhere. Just have to find it. You'll have to forgive me. I wasn't able to throw all of this together at the same time. There are a pair of glasses, and a coin.
Miss just kind of looks it over, but when her eyes hit the rings, her fingers do like a little small twitch.
I'm assuming you're not giving any of this away for free.
That's not how this works.
Well, none of us have money.
Well, obviously not.
So then what do you want in exchange?
What do you have?
What do I have?
Can I do a check to see what's in the bottles?
It just looks like potions. You don't know what exactly they are.
Oh, okay.
You said glasses, potions, a coin.
There's the potions, something that looks sort of like an oil. There's coins. There's actual glasses. I have to pull it up again.
You said it was like
Sorry.
a armor, like a leather armor chest plate thing.
Yeah, there's a chest plate. You guys can pick or choose, or you can keep going. I also do directions.
That might be
Directions
useful.
to
You
where?
obviously know we are new around here.
Obviously.
Directions to where? Where are people going from here usually?
Where does everyone go from here?
You
We're
tell us.
actually asking you.
None of you are fun. Everyone goes the same direction, because there's only one direction to go. You all come down from that big fucking rock to do the same fucking thing, so you go in the same direction.
Care to elaborate?
Why did you come down here?
I feel like we all have different yet similar reasons.
Oh lord. You guys are...
I actually paused for a second in my building casting thing, and I just look at him. I'm like, how long have you been down here?
My entire
Like,
life.
yes, and I just look at him up because he looks like an elf. So for me, that's a long ass time. I'm like, I see. And so you must have seen many people come by here, correct?
Yeah, and you all have the exact same answers every single time.
Then why are
Have
you
you-
surprised?
No. Have you encountered anyone named Orvestre d'Orsay or Misolise Augervie?
Nobody gives me their names when they come down here.
Hmm.
And even if they did, why would I bother remembering them?
Good point.
Do you remember seeing like tieflings
Yeah.
with blue skin?
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Rhea looks like she's about to ask him a question, but then she just kind of backs off from it.
I just, at that point, I just say, well, Butter, I was asking if you'd seen my parents. That's why I'm down here. But if you haven't, I do appreciate you taking the time to answer.
Dude, I don't know your parents from fucking the sky.
Do you have
As
to be
we've
such an ass
established.
about it?
Oh yeah.
It's ironic because Oshi is actually like, I get this guy's mood. I understand where he's coming from. I'm just like,
It's pissing Vitani
spirit.
off.
Vitani's fuse is already short. This dude has lit it.
So
And
what
it's
do you?
just growing shorter.
It's been about
Uh,
10 minutes, by the way.
Okay, so at that point, once the 10 minutes are up, I add the last thing to my little eyepiece, and it causes the lens in it to start flipping around in a circle, like like that. Like the lens that they flip around when you go to the eye doctor. Those of us with glasses know what I'm talking about when they say
Yes.
this or that. Except it just keeps doing that, and there's this kind of like, and I
Oh,
cast
gosh.
detect magic through it, so I can see what is magic and what is not, and what schools they are of magic.
Uh, Pretty much everything on the table lights up.
I'm like, I see you deal in magic artifacts. All right. These are not just simple trinkets, then. These are valuable. What is it you want for such valuable items?
You guys give me the biggest headache. What do you have?
Not much. We just got here.
He's gonna
I
just
have
sort of like toss his head back and just kind of groan, and as he does that, you see out from like between his braids, out pops this tiny little white squirrel head. This just sort of looks at you.
Rhea's gonna show him the plates from Mother Maiden. Like, does this get us anything?
No.
Didn't think so.
I build trinkets. We have weapons. We have armor. We have food. I have some pythons. What is it you want?
He's just gonna look at you and put his hands in front of his face and then just grin. I want something you can't get back.
Miss just kind of like loudly sighs and she's like, "Are you going to tell us what you want or are you going to keep talking in riddles?"
Give me a memory.
A
A
memory.
memory.
Give me a memory, and I will give you something in exchange.
What kind of memory?
Something you won't miss. Or will.
Is a memory required for the directions?
Obviously. Memory is for anything.
Of our choosing?
Yeah, you won't remember it once you give it to me.
That's an easy deal. I have many things I wish to forget.
Do we all have to offer a memory in order to get the directions as a group?
No, one for one. When he says that, the squirrel like slips, like ducks back into his hair.
Can I like
No, I mean I'm willing to make this trade. Like that's the question is not what I want to trade. The question is which of these like that this I'm past the it's like your price is an easy price. I am willing to pay it. I may even be willing to pay more. I just want to see what's on the I'm interested in what is on the table.
You don't recognize it.
These are unrecognizable. I can't even classify this magic. I am going to. So we got the rings. I noticed that Mist was interested in the rings, and so how do I trade this memory to you? Can I trade more than one?
Yes, give me your hand. Which ring do you want?
just before he reaches out, Mist kind of interjects and just like looks straight at the merchant guy elf and just like kind of gives him one of those like don't fuck with me looks. And it's like, how do we know you're not fucking with us?
How do I know you're not fucking with me? This is my business.
We
I
need some
just-
assurances here.
I just stop. I say, Mist. If he fucks with me and takes the memories that I am thinking of, then he's doing me a favor. I'll gladly be the guinea pig for that.
What if he doesn't give us anything and just runs off and takes your memory?
That's stupid.
Then he's still doing me a favor.
There are 6 of you. And 1 of me.
I just say, I will trade you 2 memories for the 2 rings.
Alright. 1 at a
She
time.
kind of like
Hand.
nods and like, but her hair on the back of her neck is kind of like raised all hackly. And she makes a show of like kind of just playing with her knife as she takes a step backward and watches closely.
All right. So I will private you the 2 memories that I'm willing to give up on.
Okay. He takes your hand, and the air around all of you just kind of feels tense suddenly. And then Augie, you just kind of relax a little bit. And then he takes your other hand, does the same thing. Tense and relax. And he picks up one of the rings, and he hands it to Mist. Mist, I will give you the first ring.
Okay.
And as soon as he puts it in your hand, you know what it is. And then he takes the other ring, and he puts it in your hand, but you don't know what that one is.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is there anything else you want? Besides the directions, obviously. You have to pick who wants the directions.
There. Those are the 2 memories that he is giving up.
Mist kind of like looks at Augie and her eyes soften a little bit. And she kind of clutches the ring and puts it in the pocket with her water stone and just kind of like smiles at him. Soft, sort of unspoken thank you.
What for?
You know what for.
I do. I just say to her, you have memories you need to hold dear. I have memories I need to forget.
Her whiskers kind of like twitch at his words. She ducks her head a little and kind of sits silent for a second and just sort of whispers to him, thank you.
Does anyone else want to do anything?
Rhea wanted to offer a memory for directions, but her internet's cutting her out.
Gotcha. There's other things on the table if you guys want them.
Oh yeah, and the bubbling potion, huh?
Yeah, one of the bubbling thing, the stuff that was one of that was the oil. There were 2
Oh,
different potions. One of them had a squirrel on it, and the other one had a question mark on it.
Okay.
all right. I think I'm gonna have Vitani go for that oil.
Okay.
What kind of oil is it?
Does she ask that?
Yeah.
It's curse oil.
Out of character. What? Repeat that.
Curse oil. CURSE.
Ooh. Okay. As in, what kind of curse?
Trade me a memory and find out.
All right.
And
Writing
you'll-
it down for you in private DMs.
Sweet. Does the same thing. Clasps your hand. And let me send you what this is. It technically classifies itself as a potion, but that's an oil. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Or do you need for directions?
Same. Memory. Whatever you want.
I said how meaningful a memory.
I don't care.
You don't care. I'll offer one for the memory, or for the directions.
Alright, he holds out his hand.
And I'll message you what she gives.
Okay. So, when he goes to grab your arm, instead of the tense atmosphere that everybody feels that's been happening with the other memories, a wind sort of picks up and just sort of blows through your hair, Rhea. No one else, it's just yours. And you have a step-by-step visual of where you need to go, and it gets faster and faster, like you're running through the forest, and you can feel the wind on your face, and then it stops you in front of a glass greenhouse that is overgrown with vines and ivy and tree limbs and mushrooms, and above the whole thing it says Fog Lab A.
Ooh.
And then you blink and you are standing right back where you were, and Butter is taking his hand away from you.
Zulamar eyes the glasses on the table and says, I will offer up a memory in exchange for the glasses then.
Alright. And he goes to reach out his hand for you, and he's stopped by a child running around his back who bumps into your arm, laughs, and it's the same child you saw earlier. And he stands in front of Butter and he looks directly up at you and clasps your hand before Butter can.
Hello?
You feel very uncomfortable, but not in a way that's different. This is like a memory of being uncomfortable. This is every time you have ever been uncomfortable, and it's like every millisecond it's just different moment, different moment, different moment. It gets faster and it gets faster and it gets faster, and it's starting to like throw you off your feet, and it's not good. It's not good. You're losing it. You're about to throw up, and then Butter reaches over and slaps the hand off of yours and looks down at this child, smacks them across the back of the head, and they run around Butter and disappear again. And he picks up the glasses and he hands you them, and I will hand you those.
Who was that child?
That was White. He also reaches into his robe and he pulls out a black leather book, and he holds it out to you for your troubles.
That was the worst experience ever. Thank you.
Good. Are you done?
Unless anyone else wants to get anything, I think so.
I don't really want anything.
Cool. He turns around immediately, flips the lid back on his little wagon, turns to look at you, reaches up into his hair and starts petting the squirrel that has popped through his hair again, and says, "Go away now."
Can I
Rude.
pet the squirrel?
He just like looks directly at you and just barks a laugh.
Oh, okay. I'll take that as a no.
What squirrel? And he lifts his hand up and there isn't one.
Ahsoka's just kind of like blinking her eyes rapidly, like, what?
He turns around and he points at his wagon, and from the tree line you see that stag walking forward, and it sort of sets itself up in front of the prongs that the cart is set for, and they just sort of hover and float after the stag as it starts walking into the woods, and it takes the cart with him, and he says, I have to go. My business here is done. I don't want to see you again, but knowing you guys, probably will. Hopefully not. Have fun. Don't die. Die. I don't care. I'm out. And he just starts walking away. And that is where we will end the session.
Ta-da!
Damn, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop the recording really quick.
Okay.